And by this point, I bet you want to know who the home wrecker that came in and slotted to take the gold medal is. Well, here it is. Here's the harsh reality. Here is my new true love. Today we're going over my top 5 daily trainers so far of 2021. Can you believe 2021 is coming to a close almost? It's insane. You might not see your favorite shoe on this list, but that does not mean that I don't like it or whatever the case may be. These are all my opinions. And honestly, anything with running shoe reviews are just that. They're just opinions. We all have our own biomechanics and shoes are gonna feel different depending on who we are. So if you don't see your shoe on this list, make sure to leave it in the comment section down below and leave your opinions as to why, because the more reviews people see about shoes, the better off they can make their purchasing decisions. Now with that out of the way, let's start off with my top 5 daily trainers, starting with number 5. Before we get to the video, I have to let you know I did buy all these shoes we're talking about with my own cold hard-earned Canadian Monopoly money, so no one's telling me what to say about these shoes, no one's paying me to put them on the list, and honestly, shoe companies don't even know my name, so here's the list. Coming in at that 5th position is the Asics GlideRide number 2. And the reason that this shoe made the list in the 5th position is honestly due to that stability. I'm someone that needs a little bit of help because I overpronate and I don't like wearing traditional stability shoes. The reason for that is I just find them just a little bit too clunky on foot. I don't find them inspiring to run in because honestly, I feel that running shoe companies are just kind of leaving stability shoe runners kind of in the dust. They're innovating for the neutral runners, but stability shoes, they just don't have very great fun technology. So the Asics GlideRide I find has a good balance between fun, new technology and stability. This is probably the most firm daily trainer that I have in my collection. The combination of the Flight Foam Propel and normal Flight Foam make for a relatively firm ride, especially in the heel. In the forefoot with that Flight Foam, you get a little bit more squish, but it's definitely not a squishy shoe. So if you don't like squishy shoes, then this might be a great option for yourself. The upper on the shoe isn't anything to really write home about. It's not super exciting. It does the job. It has a gusseted tongue, so the lockdown feels pretty good. It's quite padded through the heel, so it can get quite sweaty, especially in these hot and humid months. I have to warn you guys of one thing though. If you're someone that doesn't like a shoe controlling your foot strike and gait cycle, this is not the shoe for you. The technology that they use here, like the curvature, it really controls your foot strike. It makes you run a certain way, and it feels a little bit awkward starting out, to be quite honest. But as I put more and more miles into it, it actually feels quite nice. I can use it for longer runs, and that's typically where this shoe fits for me. Long, slow runs, I like using this shoe. Don't like picking the pace up in it, but it does the job for longer runs. Coming in at that 4th position is the Puma Velocity Nitro. Now, honestly, the main reason that this shoe is even making the list is due to the price to performance ratio of this shoe. Puma's coming out swinging, like I said in the initial review for this shoe. They're coming out swinging and they're making sure shoe companies are aware of them. Having a shoe of this quality at a price point like it is amazing. It's coming in at 150 Canadian dollars, so it's still not cheap, but for what you're getting in this shoe, it's very reasonable. The Puma Velocity Nitro has a blend of Pro Foam Light and Nitro Foam. I think that's what this foam is anyway, Pro Foam Light. But the Nitro Foam that they use in majority of this shoe is pretty fantastic, if I'm being totally honest. It feels very lively underfoot. It doesn't feel super squishy, but it doesn't feel super firm. It's a good balance between squishiness and responsiveness, and that's something I really enjoy. This shoe feels very smooth to run in, and I really have enjoyed my time in it. The upper on the shoe isn't really anything to write home about, but it does the job, and for 150 bucks, this whole package just, you know what? You are the price to performance king of 2021. I'm giving you the title right now. Thank you. I really appreciate it. It's my honest pleasure. Coming in at 4th, the Puma Velocity Nitro. And taking the bronze medal in our top 5 list this year is a shoe that only took me 38 iterations to try, but I was only alive for 27 of the iterations, so give me a break. Pegasus 38's coming in at that 3rd position. Guys, I was very skeptical about this shoe, and the reason is I don't really like Nike shoes. Historically anyway, the shoes that I've tried this year, I've honestly really enjoyed, but typically I didn't like Nike shoes, but the Pegasus 38 is doing me very favorably. They use React foam in the midsole with an airbag in that forefoot, and that airbag is very prominent. You can definitely feel it when you're out there running. The React foam does a good job at providing daily training runs. It eats daily training runs for breakfast, don't you? Yes, I do. See, it agrees. It definitely eats daily training runs for breakfast. I don't really like using it for easy runs or going fast because this shoe is quite heavy and the React foam isn't very squishy, which I do enjoy for my easy days. The upper on the shoe is probably the highlight, to be quite honest. I really enjoy what they do with the lacing system. It makes it very accommodating, and that's a reason why I think that this shoe is good for me. Typically Nike shoes, I find them very narrow and tight fitting. The Pegasus 38 upper I found very accommodating. It is a quite warm upper, but I mean, like, most shoes that I'm using right now are gonna feel warm. It's very humid, very hot out here. So what can I do? The Pegasus 38 coming in at 155 Canadian dollars is honestly quite a good buy in my opinion. I've been enjoying every single run that I've done in my Pegasus 38 and I'm looking forward to the 39. Did you see the images of that thing? If the images of the Pegasus 39 are true, that's gonna be one midsole monster. Taking the silver medal in our award show today is honestly a shoe that I didn't think could be beat. I thought that this was going to be the shoe of the year by far. However, there was another Kingslayer coming in, but coming in our second position is the Nike ZoomX Invincible. This shoe, guys, I was absolutely madly in love with it for so long. Since the day I bought this shoe, I've been wearing it for my easy runs, for my daily runs. I've even used it for speed stuff. I love the feeling of the ZoomX cushioning underfoot. The softness of it is just what I crave in a shoe. However, it is quite unstable. I will just give you a little bit of warning. It feels quite wobbly to my ankles, and it tries to correct that by using that little heel clip around the back and the wide landing platform, but it can't really dampen the soft midsole foam of ZoomX. The upper on the shoe is also a little bit confusing. I have historically said that I like the ZoomX Invincible upper, but the more and more that I've used it, the more and more confused I'm becoming. The Flyknit just feels a little bit loose around the toe box. The lockdown is still fantastic. I love what they do with the heel clip, and the gusseted tongue feels great, but they just have some questionable design decisions, weird padding in weird places. But overall, the ZoomX Invincible is definitely one of my favorite shoes so far of 2021, including my race day shoes that I've bought and my tempo shoes. This is probably going to be at least in the top 5 of the entire year. The ZoomX Invincible is the silver medal winner. I thought I was your number one. I thought you were my number one too. But the reality is you've let me down in some areas that this other shoe hasn't. Get out of my face. I'm sorry you had to see that. And by this point, I bet you want to know who the home wrecker that came in and slotted to take the gold medal is. Well, here it is. Here's the harsh reality. Here is my new true love, the Asics NovaBlast number 2. The Asics NovaBlast number 1 was a shoe that I just couldn't really wear due to the stability of the shoe. However, the changes that they've made to the version 2 have been fantastic, and I've enjoyed every single mile that I put in this shoe. It was love at first stride, right? It was, Brendon. I love you too. But the reality is, I'm a hard one to please, so this is probably going to be replaced as well. But for the time being, this is my number 1 daily trainer of 2021. That Flight Foam Blast is absolutely fantastic underfoot. It doesn't feel as squishy as version 1, so if you liked that version 1 and really appreciated the squish, you might be a little bit let down with this shoe. But they've also made changes to the drop of this shoe and the geometry that make it feel that much better for me, honestly. They've also made improvements to the upper. The fit of the upper is much better than the version 1 for me. The version 1 had a lot of room in the toe box. The version 2 feels fantastic in the toe box, and actually they might have gone too far in the other direction because I do feel that fabric laying on my foot just a little bit, but that's fine. But what they've done with that gusseted tongue and the lockdown through the heel has made this shoe much more stable, and overall an absolute fantastic joy to run in. And one questionable decision though, why with the pull tabs? It's just extra fabric for barely any function. It doesn't make any sense to me. But guys, this is my number 1 daily trainer. I am enjoying it so much, and I've honestly been almost wearing this exclusively since I've picked it up. But I must bid you adieu. I have to finish up the video, but I'll be with you later. Did you say you'll replace me eventually? No, babe. I did not say I'll replace you eventually. Just go have fun, okay? Okay. Don't mind him. Alright guys, thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. Let me know your top 5 daily trainers of 2021 so far. Or if you haven't tried 5 daily trainers, what are your favorite shoes so far in 2021? Let me know in the comment section down below. And also, what do you think of this new setup? It is a work in progress, so things will change, but for the most part, this is kind of how our new setup is going to be. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Thank you all so much for making it to the end of this video. If you haven't, hit that subscribe button. It helps with the video a ton. Hit the like button, share it with a friend, all that good stuff. And I will catch you on the next one.